My name is Christopher James Ray. I'm 31 today, actually. And I'm from Summerall, Mississippi, which is a small town in south central Mississippi, but I live in San Jose now. I'm the resident conductor at Opera San Jose. Maybe I don't know, my sophomore year or something, I saw the broadcast from the Metropolitan Opera in Pearl, Mississippi, at the movie theater, and I went with friends, and I sat there and I just cried through it. I was devastated by it, weeping, like hiding from my friends so that they wouldn't see I was crying, and like trying to take deep breaths. So I went back to my piano teacher and my organ teacher, and I was like, I want to do opera. I don't know what that means, but I want to do something with opera. And my organ teacher worked with some people from Mississippi Opera, and they needed a pianist. So I started playing for the chorus, and I started playing for the staging rehearsals. And there, my first show was Deflator Mouse, and Bill Boggs was conducting. And at the end of that, I went to him and I was like, I want to do what you do, actually. This is the only first opera I've ever done, and I think I want to be a conductor. I was really laser focused, especially on opera. From right then, I decided, like, this is what I'm doing, and everything was about doing that. I was working at the Bayreuth Festival. It was Meistersinger, and what I did was offstage chorus conducting. Anytime the chorus was on stage, there are multiple people conducting, and they watch them. And it wasn't my night to be at the performance. I was at home at my apartment, and the group text went out and was like, oh, we're missing someone who was supposed to be there. I was like, I wonder if I should just like put on my black clothes and head over there, just in case something's up and she doesn't get there. So I put on all black clothes, and I was about a 15, maybe 18-minute bike ride from the theater. I made it in 10. I threw my bike down at the gate. I ran onto the stage, ran up the stairs just in time to start the whole scene. And I come down at the end, and she was standing right there, and she was like, I made it. I just fell asleep backstage. So I didn't even need to be there, but, you know, felt like I saved the day at least. I mean, I started out, of course, playing solo, piano, organ, and I enjoyed that, but it's not what keeps me going. The thing is, working with other people, especially the orchestra and the singers, it's not just that, okay, you need more people to do these things. It's that it changes based on who is there. Like, each night is different. The audience is different, so we perform differently. If no one's in the audience, which is obviously an issue for us right now, or like everything's being recorded, we're recording it separately, we're not able to be in the same room. The difference between the rehearsal, the dress rehearsal, and the performance opening night, it's a whole different thing, because just your response to what we do changes how we do the next thing, and we're all feeding off each other the whole time. So I don't know if that answers the question of what my experience is, but at the moment I'm thinking a lot about how much I miss everyone being in the same place. For me, we have sort of a multifaceted approach to changing community and culture. There's a whole new set of operas being written, new operas in different languages, to have operas in the vernacular of a group of people who haven't had operas written for them yet. For me, what I think is even more exciting is the idea that now we're telling those stories for our captive audience of rich old white people. Here they are, they're used to seeing themselves on the stage, or some made-up version where you get sick and you die because you were in love. But now we're saying, well, what about this story? What if we put the story of the immigrant, the story of the coal worker, the story of the military person in front of you, and you have to think, wow, like, I haven't had to think about this before. So that's at least my way of changing society, taking something that is very staid, old-fashioned, and saying, well, let's take our normal audience and make them look at the world through someone else's eyes. Mainly my teacher, Carlisle Floyd, he's a composer, but he was my piano teacher, and I assisted him for a while. I won't say he created American opera, but he really pushed it into a new place of kind of a mainstay. Not only because he was writing American operas that were being performed widely, but also because he trained the next generation. He was constantly teaching composition, and some of the people that he mentored have gone on to become really prolific opera composers themselves, and not just that, but conductors and directors, and he really has influenced a whole generation or three after him. I really still want to move to Europe, specifically Germany. There's so much opera going on there. And at this point, early in the career, I just need to focus on learning as much repertoire as possible and just having a increased technical facility so that I know enough repertoire and I've done enough repertoire to know, a lot of what might be coming at me. And then, of course, people in the United States respect that you've done that work there and that you've really taken the time to learn and build and hone your craft. And then you're trusted with bigger things. Because we do less opera here, it kind of ends up being everyone becomes a bigger deal. It's not one every night. There are 4 in a year, 6 in a year, multiple performances. But getting a company or a producer to give you a production here is much more difficult. Yeah, for me, I hope what's next is to go to Europe and really spend a few years building repertoire.